right, what to watch for today? Hey, speaking of Indiana basketball, how about this? Caitlin Clark and the Fever visiting the Aces. Clark's come off the second worst shooting performance of her career, making just 3 of 17 shots, including 0 for 7 from three-point range in a loss to the Valkyries on Thursday. And the Aces, they've lost 3 straight, 5 of their last 6. They're just 5 and 7 this season. Their worst start since 2018. Very uncharacteristic. So we'll see what gives today as we're joined by Angel Gray, who is on the call this afternoon. Angel, it's great to have you on SportsCenter. And if you could just first, let's sit back and look a big picture with Caitlin Clark this season, because I know she missed 5 games due to injury. Obviously, she's coming off a bad game. But boy, has she made her mark this season. What kind of impact are we seeing?
If you want to go straight to the impact, and I know that you referenced her coming off the bad game shooting performance against the Valkyries. She was 0 for 7 from the three-point line. She still ended up in double figures. Also going back to another game where she was 0 for from 3 against Atlanta. They got that win there. But despite her numbers from 3, she still is huge and putting up some of the best numbers we've seen across the W. And you talk about the impact, look no further than the early release of the voting results, all-star voting. I think 7 players for Indiana on the top 40 for votes, and that is unheard of. 4 players in the top 10. So yes, when you have eyes on Caitlin, you get eyes on the rest of the team. But the most impressive thing about what Caitlin Clark is doing, yes, she is the rookie of the year from last year, but also she led in assists. So she was the assist leader. She does things great for everyone else, spraying it out, gets everyone else involved. And she's putting up big numbers, historic numbers from that as well. But I think when you're looking at who she is doing that most with, it's Aliyah Boston. How she stayed connected with her. Aliyah Boston is putting up some of her best numbers this year, shooting close to 60% from the field. And they've had, over the last 2 years, been assisted to 131 times. That is a dynamic duo. But what Caitlin Clark does for this team is she just makes everyone go. They're 4 and 2 with her, 2 and 3 without her. So the points go up by 12. The three-point percentage goes up in a great way as well. With her on the floor, it makes a big difference.
I think you're ready to call the game right now, by the way, from all the homework, all the numbers off the top of your head. By the way, that all-star game is at Indianapolis, so that's going to be very, very cool. Let's talk about the Aces. We're so used to talking about them in regards to a championship, right? And here they find themselves 5 and 7. They've lost the 3 straight. They got A'ja Wilson back out of that concussion protocol, and she looked good, but they still lost the other night. What are they saying about righting the ship today?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up because I joined SportsCenter last year and we were talking about the historic run for A'ja Wilson. I think it was that her numbers was not indicative of what the team was doing and trending towards. And they felt like they were not the best team as far as points and on the defensive end, where they saying they are struggling right now. Everyone's eyes are to the third quarter. Becky Hammon, as well as A'ja Wilson, was very spirited, to say the least, in their post-game presser after Seattle about where the drop-off has been. Becky Hammon said it just looked gross at one point, to a point where we are expecting to see some changes in the third quarter rotation to start the game. But for them, you're looking at a team that over in the previous 5 years, they led the league in scoring. Right now, they are 9th. This is a team that is trying to figure out the pieces. They do have a new look coming into this year. Jewell Loyd has played some of her best basketball with A'ja Wilson, missing the 3 games prior to the Seattle game. But they're really trying to piece things together. And I feel like on the defensive end is where it starts. The third quarter is huge. But for them, losing 5 out of the last 6 games and seeing in the Becky Hammon era, them not doing well as far as the win percentage at this point is unheard of. This is unfamiliar territory for them. So just hearing from A'ja Wilson post game, she said, we have to right the ship. It starts with her. She had the 7 turnovers for the last game. Becky Hammon said it was uncharacteristic of her. She does get a pass coming back from concussion protocol, but this is a team that still has a very potent roster. They have to put things together, especially on their bench, where they are right now ranked 12th in the league. So they have to figure out that production from that standpoint.
Yeah, they have very, very high standards, and they're actually a slight home underdog today. So maybe they can look at that for a little motivation. We will look forward to your call, Angel. Fevers, Aces, 3 Eastern, ESPN, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. Thanks.